Illumination has made some of the biggest animated movies ever, but they've never gone dark, so today I'm taking 3 of their most iconic films and turning them into horror, starting with The Grinch. First, I'll bring in the background and desaturate it so it loses that warm, cozy Christmas feel straight away. Then I'll place a man in his pajamas right in front of the fireplace, and then I'll bring the Grinch in. Now, here's where it gets interesting. I'll use the rotate object tool to turn the Grinch so he's facing the man, but then I'll swap out the rotated head and replace it with the original one because I want the Grinch looking directly at the camera. You would think me decapitating the Grinch is the horror, but no, it gets worse, trust me. Oh yeah, and about that smug look on his face, you will understand why in a second. Now I need his arm extended towards the man's chest, so I'll bring in a separate image of the Grinch with his arm stretched out. Cut it down to just the arm and position it reaching into the man's chest area. Then I'll place a heart right in his hand, because he wished for a warm heart this Christmas. Now, the man's pajama shirt has to be open. If the Grinch is pulling a heart out of someone's chest, we need to actually see the damage. So I'll bring in an image of a guy with a ripped open shirt, take just the torn fabric and the chest area and place it in the right position. And then I'll mask out everything I don't need. And this part took way longer than I like to admit, but hey, we made it work. Once the shirt was sitting the way I wanted, I'll create a shape for the hole in the chest, which is the actual cavity where the heart came from. I'll add shadows inside to give it depth and make it feel like it's going into the body. Then I'll drop in an image of the thoracic cavity, desaturate it so it fits the rest of the scene, and start painting shadows inside because you wouldn't see everything clearly, it's still in the body. Then I'll add blood into the cavity to make it look fresh, and with the help of Blend Diff, I'll knock out the highlights from the blood so the organs underneath are actually coming through. Then I'll rough up the edges of the skin around the hole because the Grinch has hairy hands, so those edges shouldn't be clean. After some more fine tuning on the shirt, I'll add a shadow underneath the fabric onto the body, and speaking about shadows, let's also add some on the floor. I'll take a silhouette of the Grinch, do a perspective warp, drop it on the floor and hit it with a Gaussian blur, and then I'll fade it out naturally. And even though the man won't be standing long anymore, let's do the same for him. Then I'll add blood to the heart and work on the overall lighting and shadows to make both characters feel like they belong in the same scene. Then comes the blood, from the Grinch's hand down onto the man's shirt, even a bit on his socks. Then I'll make the man's eyes look a little more dead because, well, I hope that's obvious. Then a camera raw filter to bring it all together, and here's the Grinch who took their Christmas wishes a bit too literal. We've still got Minions and a new Mario movie coming up next. And oh, if you don't want the Grinch to show up in your house tonight, don't forget to like and subscribe. Next up is Minions. I'll bring in the background and drop the Minions into the scene. This one has his hands up, that classic baffled look, which is pretty fitting because things are about to go very wrong for him. Now we need to separate the glasses and the eye onto their own layer, and the reason for that will make sense in a second. I tried using generative fill to clean up the face underneath, and honestly it gave me some of the weirdest results I have ever seen. So I went back to the clone stamp tool and cleaned it up the old fashioned way. After that, I'll move the eye over to the left and bring in a green, infected looking second eye for the other side. Spoiler alert, this is not a regular eye infection. Then I'll bring in the skin texture and warp it to follow the curves of his body. Then I'll start erasing parts that overlap his clothing. Now, I need eyelids for the mutated eyes, so I'll build those from the same skin texture. Add shadows underneath, and instantly it started looking a whole lot better. Then I'll create the gum shapes myself for the mutated side of the mouth. We'll go into how he became mutated in a second. Then I'll shade them so they actually read as gum tissue. I'll get rid of the original teeth on the right side using the clone stamp, and start placing new teeth into the mutated gums. Then I'll place a gum texture over the top, desaturate it a little, and keep shading until it feels three-dimensional. On the side of the mouth, I'll add more of that skin texture stretched out like it's being pulled open. Then I'll give it more of a reddish color to make it look raw. I'll do the same to the bottom eyelid, and then I'll copy that eyelid to warp it upward for the top one. So the eye looks like it's squinting and opening at the same time. From here, it's shading and highlights, and as usual, this takes a while, but after that, I'll bring in the Zodiac Stone and place it in his hand. In the original Minions movie, the Zodiac Stone is an ancient weapon that rewrites your biology the second you touch it. In this movie, he turns into a mutant minion. Then I'll add glow on top and more glow into the creases of the stone. After that, I'll add particles around it and mask out parts of the stone so it looks like he's actually holding it. Then I'll add some glow on the minion as well. And now comes the part we've all been waiting for. There's an arm in his mouth. Hold on. We shouldn't be waiting for this. It is not right. The mutated side is eating a human arm. I'll bring it in, position it between the teeth, and then erase parts of the teeth so they look like they're pressing into the flesh. Then I'll add some blood on the arm, blood on the teeth, blood on his clothing, oh, and you guessed it, blood on the floor. After some more shading, I'll add a camera raw filter, and we're not done yet because there's still a minion in there who's looking at the mutated side chewing on the arm. I'll drop in the minion's title, and that was the horror version of the minions. And for the final poster, the Super Mario Bros. Movie. I'll bring in the background first, then I'll scale up Rosalina because what's going to happen to her is beyond crazy. Then Bowser Jr. goes behind her. He had a slight angle, so I'll use the rotate object tool to get a straight front view. During the rotation, his left eye disappeared, so I'll copy the right one and place it back. If only it was this easy in real life. Then I'll position him behind her with his face coming over her shoulder. I'll bring in a separate arm for Bowser Jr. and rotate it into position, just one arm reaching out towards one of the tubes, which brings us to the tubes. In the original story, Rosalina is the most powerful cosmic being in the galaxy. Bowser Jr. builds a machine to drain her life force and use it as fuel for a universe-destroying weapon. So these glass tubes going into her head, which means her blood is the fuel. I'll use Puppet Warp to get the curves right on each tube, one on the right and one on the left at a different angle, and one going into the back of her head. Then I'll remove the inside of her eyes until there's only white left. After that, I'll color correct both Rosalina and Bowser Jr. Then I'll position his reaching hand so it actually looks like it's going for that tube. I'll round out the tubes and fix the highlights on Rosalina's head by taking patches of her hair and copy them over to the bright areas and stitch everything together. Draining her blood also drained the color out of her dress, which is now black. Thank you, Bowser. Then I'll start shading both Bowser and Rosalina. Now, the blood goes inside the tubes. I'll create a red shape over each tube that follows the curve of the glass and set it to multiply blending mode so it looks like it's inside the glass. Then I'll add glows on top where the lighting hits and a second glow layer to push the edge lighting further. Finally, I'll shade Bowser's reaching hand and add highlights across the whole scene using Blend If for the rim lighting. Let's not forget to add blood under the tubes where they enter her head because that wasn't a clean process. Now, if you want to support the channel, you can become a member right now for only $2.99 a month. Members get access to exclusive channel emojis like this one, for example, a cute little ghost emoji, face palming for when I say something stupid. And here's the challenge. If this video gets 5 memberships, I'll start doing live sessions where you watch me build these horror posters from scratch, start to finish. So click on join now and I'll see you inside. Then I'll add black veins across her face and down her neck, making it clear that whatever is going into her is spreading through her whole body. After that, I'll add blood under her eye and some eye veins. And a camera raw filter to make this truly horrific, and here's the horror version of the Super Mario Bros. Movie. Let me know in the comments which of these 3 was your favorite. I personally like the minions. I like how the sane side is still able to see the crazy things his other side is doing. Anyways, and if you enjoyed this video, you might like this one too.